Dark Eagle deployed to Australia. The U.S. has just sent its most advanced hypersonic missile system, the Dark Eagle, to Australia, marking a first-ever overseas deployment. But this move isn't just about drills or firepower. It's a game-changing signal about readiness, reach, and regional priorities. Why did the U.S. choose Australia? What makes the Dark Eagle so different? And how is this shaping future dynamics in the Indo-Pacific? Let's break it down and explore what this milestone means for global security and technological leadership. What is Dark Eagle? The Dark Eagle, officially known as the Long-Range Hypersonic Weapon, LRHW, represents one of the most significant leaps in U.S. missile technology in decades. Capable of traveling at Mach 5 and above, more than 6,100 kilometers per hour, this weapon is designed to reach targets at incredible speeds while staying extremely difficult to intercept. It's a glide vehicle that flies at lower altitudes than traditional ballistic missiles and follows unpredictable flight paths, making defense systems struggle to track or neutralize it. This advanced system was recently transported to Australia's Northern Territory during the Talisman Sabre 2025 exercise, a multinational training event involving the US, Australia, and other Indo-Pacific allies. The U.S. 3rd Multi-Domain Task Force, based in Hawaii, led the operation, making it the first confirmed instance of the Dark Eagle being deployed outside the continental United States. This wasn't just symbolic. It was fully operational and integrated into field exercises, showing that the system is no longer just in the testing phase. What makes the Dark Eagle unique is its structure. It uses a mobile ground launcher, capable of being deployed quickly and relocated often. The missile itself carries a common hypersonic glide body, CHGB, co-developed with the U.S. Navy, designed for high-speed precision strikes. The system also includes a battery operations center and supporting vehicles for real-time command and control, enabling seamless integration with broader battlefield or regional monitoring networks. The Northern Territory deployment is especially notable because of its location. From here, the LRHW can theoretically reach key zones across the Indo-Pacific without needing to be stationed in contested or high-risk areas. It creates a platform for flexible deterrence, extending influence without escalation. Beyond hardware, this deployment showcases the ability to rapidly mobilize and operate cutting-edge systems with allies. It's not just a test. It's a signal that hypersonic capability is no longer future tech. It's now field-ready and globally mobile, placing advanced strike systems in new strategic positions around the world. Why now and why Australia? The decision to send the Dark Eagle to Australia in mid-2025 wasn't random. It reflects careful timing tied to broader shifts in Indo-Pacific security planning, as well as technological milestones in U.S. weapons development. Hypersonic systems have long been viewed as the next evolution in global deterrence strategy, but until now, their deployment had remained largely theoretical or domestic. So why make this move now? First, the Talisman Sabre 2025 exercise provided the perfect backdrop. This large-scale drill, held biennially, is focused on joint readiness, logistics coordination, and the ability to conduct advanced, integrated operations across allied forces. By deploying Dark Eagle during this event, the U.S. signaled that hypersonic capabilities aren't just prototypes. They are deployable, cooperative, and ready for complex international missions. Secondly, Australia represents a strategic midpoint in the Indo-Pacific. It is far from direct zones of tension, yet close enough to key maritime and air routes that influence regional dynamics. By choosing Australia's Northern Territory, the U.S. can position advanced systems without placing them inside highly volatile zones. This allows for global positioning without the direct provocation that would come from deploying such systems to other allied nations nearer contested areas. Australia also offers strong infrastructure, both in terms of airfields and operational support. Over recent years, the country has significantly boosted its defense posture, modernized its facilities, and became more deeply integrated with U.S. and AUKUS-linked technologies. The U.S. and Australia have increased the number of combined training operations, expanded basing access agreements, and created interoperability pathways for advanced systems. Another factor is the evolution of global hypersonic competition. While the U.S. has been refining the Dark Eagle, other nations have been fielding their hypersonic systems. This deployment is a strategic move to assure allies that America is not just catching up, but capable of placing high-end systems into the field on demand and with trusted partners. Deploying Dark Eagle in Australia now is also a way to test the real-world complexity of operating such weapons abroad: logistics, command, targeting coordination, and communications. It turns paper capabilities into a functioning reality and demonstrates that hypersonics are no longer just about design blueprints. They're about active readiness and joint integration with key allies. China's measured response when the U.S. publicly confirmed the Dark Eagle's overseas debut. Many analysts expected a sharp reaction. Instead, Chinese military commentators responded with strategic calm, stating that while the move highlights U.S.-Australia cooperation, it would have limited impact on China's regional security calculations. But beneath the calm language lies a recognition of the new complexities introduced by this deployment. China itself has advanced hypersonic platforms, including the DF-17 with a hypersonic glide vehicle and other systems designed to deter high-speed threats. Its missile defense and satellite tracking networks are continuously being upgraded. So from a purely technical standpoint, Chinese analysts claim they're not concerned. However, the geographic relocation of the potential launch platforms, like one based in Australia, introduce new surveillance and early warning challenges for China's regional planning. Previously, China's primary focus was on monitoring launch zones closer to U.S. territories in the Pacific. But a system like Dark Eagle, positioned in a cooperative partner nation like Australia, expands the arc of potential launch points. This means China must now watch a wider perimeter and consider new angles of approach, spreading resources thinner and forcing system recalibrations. Another key factor is regional influence. By bringing Dark Eagle to Australia, the U.S. deepens its partnership beyond conventional defense cooperation. It signals that Australia is not just a host, but an active participant in advanced technological operations, sending a subtle message to neighboring nations about where Australia stands in future regional planning. At the same time, the calm response from China appears designed to de-escalate interpretations of the move. Acknowledging the deployment without responding provocatively helps China maintain its image as a stable power while quietly working on countermeasures behind the scenes. This is also a moment of strategic reflection for the region. Countries across Southeast Asia are watching how the U.S. integrates hypersonic systems with its allies and how China adapts. This could influence future arms policies, investments in radar systems, or even regional space surveillance capabilities. In essence, while China publicly downplays the move, the shift in positioning and technological messaging is being closely tracked. It's a quiet but critical recalibration of regional dynamics, one where missile speeds may be matched only by the speed of strategic shifts they trigger. The Dark Eagle's debut in Australia marks a major turning point in the future of hypersonic strategy and allied military cooperation. It's not just about a missile, it's about message, mobility, and momentum. As the U.S. showcases rapid deployment and cutting-edge precision, China and others are recalibrating their responses. This is a moment where speed meets strategy, and alliances are being tested through tech. The Indo-Pacific just became the front line of next-gen deterrence. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. See you there.